Robert Bailey at HYT. A very unusual concept and brand in watches, which I'm going to ask Robert about. Robert, what happens when you say to people, or when they see for the first time an example of hydraulic horology from HYT? Because it's so unusual.
Yeah, I think the first reaction is one of surprise. So it's something that's completely different, something that's completely outside of the normal horological industry and atmosphere. So I think there's definitely this element of surprise that arrives first, followed by intrigue. They really kind of want to look into the watch, understand the watch. The first challenge is understanding how do you read the time. So it's a new way, completely reinventing the way that we tell the time and illustrate the time. So the first intrigue is understanding how that works. And then basically, depending on the customer, they then sometimes want to dive into the mechanics to understand how does the whole watch work. Because it's new technologies that we had to invent. We haven't bought technologies from the usual suppliers of the rest of the horological watch industry. We had to invent new machines, we had to train new people, develop new processes, new testing, to be able to make these watches work.
And when we think about these watches, everyone thinks about the amount of time necessary to develop one, because it must involve a level of experimentation. What's the development process like? How long does it take? What do you have to go through?
Well, it's one of these questions. The first watches, so the first idea for our watches originates from 2002. So between 2002 and the first prototypes in 2012, it took 10 years of R&D and development and testing of lots of different materials and components and making all these machines that I was talking about previously. So then our first production pieces arrived in 2013, so just a year later. So that basically gave us a functioning watch and a functioning technology. Now, going forward, we adapt and we modify and we upgrade those technologies. But to give you an idea, like between the colors of the liquids, so our first liquid was the green liquid. When we changed from the green liquid to the red liquid, it took us about a year and a half to figure out the new chemical composition between the two. Between the red one and the blue one, we did that in about 6 months. And then this black liquid, which is opaque, so no light goes through, was a bit more complicated. And that one took us about a year. So again, the chemistry, the chemical engineering takes a lot of time. Then we go into the physical watch itself, the mechanics of the watch. So if we change the case, if we change the design, that's fairly standard lead time, 3, 6, 9 months, nothing out of the ordinary. But if we modify the shape of the capillary, we have to modify basically the way that the movement interacts with the whole glass tube.
So the capillary is what you call the tube that's in there. So that's may I pick this up?
You made it, yeah, of course.
So that's this.
Exactly, so it's the glass tube around the side, around here.
Okay. And I was once told this is made in Pennsylvania.
That's correct.
All right. If there's anyone out there watching from the Keystone State, as we call Pennsylvania, this was made in Pennsylvania.
It was, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So now if you want to change the shape of the capillary, we have to modify the way that the movement interacts, and that takes a lot longer. So there we're talking usually about a year to 18 months of development.
And what's new from HYT?
So basically, from HYT, we started off with the H0 model in 2017. So this is our first watch with this sapphire dome over the watch. So the sapphire dome really is to illustrate the HYT is at the crossroads between art and science. In the same way, in the olden days, you had scientific experiments underneath the glass dome. You also have pieces of art, sculpture underneath the glass dome. And so in our watches, you still have those two things. We believe it is a real sculpture. So you can look at an HYT straight on. You can look from the side. You get a different perception of the way of reading the time every time that you do. And obviously it is housing a whole scientific experiment at the same time. So the H0 was launched in 2017. And then in the SHH in Geneva this year, we launched the H10. So this watch here is with a semi-skeletized dial, so you can really see into the watch. You can see the functioning of the watch. We have the numbers etched into the side of this side dial that you see here. and then a more masculine, more racy look with the exhaust pipe finishings above the bellows here, and the motor grills on either side of it.
That is a truly fascinating watch. And I love the bellows, the way they work. Fascinating. Okay, Robert, thank you very much.
Thanks to you. Thank you.